I released an album called Like Water for Chocolate. It was a very successful album for me. One of my biggest songs ever really. Creatively, I was really searching to elevate. I wanted to elevate. And I felt like hip-hop had put me in a box to a certain degree. At least that's the way I was thinking about it. And I wanted to express myself creatively in another way. So I started trying different things. I tried playing the piano. I wasn't that great at that. I had Robert Glaston teaching me this, and I still was mediocre. I tried to sing a little bit. It wasn't that good at that. I had a good teacher, but I still would have been bad. I don't care who taught me. But then I went into acting. I went to acting class. And when I went in that class, I felt like, man, I feel this in my soul. I feel it in my spirit. And I knew I wasn't great at it that day, but I knew I had the potential to be great at it. And I wanted to be great. I wanted to work to be great. So that's when I just started going to classes and like really pursuing it. I want to encourage each and every one of you, like, some things, you might be practicing right now, like, as far as, you might have a major, but you might find something else that you really care about. And don't put that aside. Pursue that. Because acting has fulfilled me in so many ways that, honestly, music hadn't. But I love them both. People always ask me, which one do you want more? I want my ears and my eyes. So I love both. So, what was the second part of the question? I'm long-winded.
How would it take you that far? Or like over that many doors?
It's probably almost every, not week, but it's so many times throughout a month that I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. Like, can y'all imagine, like, just, I was rapping at the White House with the first black president. Just last year I was on stage with Shaka Khan, who is from Chicago, who's one of my heroes, and like, I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm doing this. And now I'm here at USC, like, speaking. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I'm Brendan. My crib is 66 in Maryland, I'm in Chicago. I got a question for you. You're a big advocate for health and wellness and access to like fresh food, but you know the hood is a food desert mostly, especially in Chicago, especially when they close the Walmart and the Target. What do you think is the solution so that we get in like the food deserts in the hood?
Great question. I think that we gotta raise awareness amongst our communities of how valuable healthier foods are. And like we gotta start connecting with those big moguls that actually wanna do right by our communities. I mean, they may be from our communities and are willing to open up healthier options and bring foods that are healthier into our environments. But I think we have to be like spreading the word that, yo, this is what we need in our hoods. Because if we open up a store and nobody is going there, then it's not going to serve us and it won't exist. But I think the more and more we make it like normal to eat healthy and to have healthy options, because man, I mean, normal for me growing up, and you grew up on the South Side too, was just eating like Harold's chicken all the time, and eating Leon's barbecue, and like eating Doritos every day, and like, it's just, but that ain't gonna like lead us to not having diabetes and not having high blood pressure. So we gotta start expressing those narratives, and then connecting with people who can bring it to the hood, bring good business as far as healthier foods to the hood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. I'm Brianna, and I'm a graduate student in the public diplomacy program. And my question is,
in real people who said, I guess knowing I'm weak is when I'm really being strong. So as an intellectual lyricist, prolific author, introspective actor, dedicated father, among all of your other roles, how does that vulnerability in that mind resonate with you today?
Wow, that's a great question.
That was beautiful.
I'm so appreciative that you listened to that lyric there. And that lyric resonates a lot with me. I hadn't heard that song in a minute, and somewhere within the past 2 months I heard that song. It's called Real People, something the album beat. And I said, I guess knowing I'm weak is when I'm really being strong. And man, it resonated with me because I understood that like my vulnerability is strength. And if I'm really just keeping a shield up and not expressing my true emotions, that's a weakness in all truth. And I'm never getting to the truth of who I am. And the truest I am is the strongest I am. When I get to the truest parts of me, then I'm really being strong. So I really was expressing in that lyric kind of some of what I'm saying in this book is like, man, we got to go through the healing and some of the parts of us that make us scared and that we crying and that we fearful and that we like wondering if we gonna make it to actually get stronger. And that is strong being able to go to those places. So, great question.
Hi, Common. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Taylor, and I'm part of the Bass Lab with my amazing professor. So my question for you today is, what does healing look like for you as a Black man and a leader within the music business? What does healing look like for you as a Black man and a leader within the music industry?
What does healing look like? Well, healing is, for me, like it's an everyday practice. Because some days, I'm doing all my practices, and I'm still feeling like, so I have to dig deeper and figure out what can I do to heal. And for me, healing has been, what it looks like for me has been making sure I can stay in tune with my therapist, making sure that I'm taking some time to myself. I do that at the beginning of every day. Every day that I wake up, I'm gonna get some time to myself. Before I get on and look on what's going on in the world, I'm taking time with myself. And that has been, it's kind of empowering towards the healing for me. And I think healing also is important in me sharing my methods and ways of healing, because I feel like other people can, like when you hear people say, man, I've been dealing with this, it helps you to work through it too. So my practice of also meditation, and I don't meditate long, I'm not like one that sits there and do like 45 minutes. I might meditate for 2 minutes, I'm good. Seriously, but all of my healing is like things that I picked up, and I say this is what works for me. Sometimes you start learning things that work for you. Like the things that I'm suggesting, and even the people that I have created access to in this book, it's like you can pick up pieces from them. One thing might work, and that's all you need to start. And that one thing, and you can start moving. So my healing is an everyday practice as a Black man. It's looking at what's going on, but also going within and working on self. The wise Jay-Z said, he said in this interview, he was like, man, he said he's sold drugs, he's been shot at, but the hardest work he's ever had to do, the hardest thing in his life has been working on himself. And I feel like I want to do that type of work, so I do it.
Thank you so much.
We have time for about one more question on either side. So go ahead.
Yes. Hey. Wait, we gotta get this.
What? Oh, he said up there?
Oh, there's a mic.
Oh, I'm streaming. I had no idea.
Yes, let's go to the balcony first. Let's give them a chance. Can't see you,
would never have known it was people.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I appreciate you for coming out. My name's David. Obviously, you know, the music that you make ain't like the topic of conversation isn't really mainstream, especially in the genre of hip hop. And even now, like the topics of abortion and mental health and all the stuff that you've been talking about for decades has just now broken onto the scene. So I really just wanted to know, I'm sure that you face a lot of pushback in the stuff that you rap about, but was there ever a time where somebody that you looked up to told you that they didn't like what you were talking about and that it actually hurt you and that you had to overcome? And then second, were you mad that they didn't cast you as Drake in Russia?
Well, to answer your second question, my acting wasn't there yet, so I would have made the movie bad. So I'm glad that I wasn't casted at that time. But there hasn't been someone